Hello and welcome back. Today's video is an update for my project 100 uses. This is a project where I am just tracking usage on a lot of powder products, things I know I will never finish up, like highlighters, blush palettes, eyeshadow palettes. These are things I know I'll never finish and probably won't hit pan, so I do want to get to 100 uses on them. Obviously, I still use the product past the 100 uses, but I don't track it after that. This was inspired by Too Much Tosh's 100 Club, so I will link her in the description box. And I do have two new things today that I did get to 100 uses on. I don't show everything I'm tracking in each update because that video would be way too long. But in one of my updates earlier this year, I did talk about how I actually track my usage using a spreadsheet. So I'll link that video in the description box if you do want to see that. The whole point of this project is to just get good use on the products that I have. I do other project pans where I'm trying to completely use things up or hit pan. So check out my project pan playlist if you do want to see more. I will link that in the description box as well. And if you're interested in the makeup that I'm wearing, I did just film a get ready with me using my least used makeup products. So I will link that in the description box if you want to see that, and let's get started. First up is this Charlotte Tilbury blush. This is in Pillow Talk, and I've only used this 22 times. I do want to put this in my makeup capsule again soon because this is one of my favorite blushes in my entire collection, and I definitely want to get more use out of it. I bought this, I think, last November, so I've had it for a while, but yeah, I haven't really used this one since the beginning of the year, so hopefully I'll be using it soon. Then we have a highlighter. This is by The Balm. It's Mary Luminizer, and I've used this 37 times. I really do love this highlighter, and I've been using it some lately. I forgot how intense it is. Actually, I've been kind of more on a natural highlighter kick lately. And yeah, I totally forgot how intense this is, but it is really beautiful. I actually have finished a deluxe size of this highlighter, but it was several years ago. And I repurchased it last year because I really missed it. So I definitely want to get more use on this one. Then I have a highlighter palette, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Bar of Gold palette. This is something I also bought sometime last year. I think last summer. I think this was on pretty major sale on her website, and I've used this 29 times. And yeah, I actually really do like this. At first I didn't like it, but then I switched to a different type of brush. This needs a more dense brush to be able to pick it up on there because I was using a more fluffy highlighter brush and nothing was showing up. So switching brushes really helped, and now I actually really do like this. And I mention in every update that for items like this, like eyeshadow palettes or face palettes where there's more than one item in there, if I just use one eyeshadow, one highlighter out of a palette, that counts as one use. Or if I were to mix all of these together or use like every eyeshadow in a palette, that still would just count as one use. That's just how it makes sense to me. So yeah, 29 uses for this. The next three are eyeshadow palettes, and they're all by Natasha Denona. I am tracking a lot of my more higher end luxury makeup because it was more expensive. So I want to make sure that I'm getting my money's worth because I know that, you know, I can't finish every highlighter or every eyeshadow palette that I have. There's just no way that'll happen. But yeah, I'm going to update on 3 Natasha palettes in today's video. First up is the Love palette. I've used this 15 times. This was a Christmas gift, so I've had it since December, and I definitely want to use it more. I really love this palette. I did recently rank my Natasha Denona palettes again because I had done that video a while back, so I will link that if you do want to see that. But yeah, this one is fantastic, so 15 uses here. Then we have the Sunrise palette, and I purchased this one I think like late last summer, so I've had it longer than I have the Love palette, and this one I have used 41 times. I do love this one as well. I did mention in my ranking video, I don't think the formula on this one is quite as good as the Love palette and some of the other mid-size palettes, but I still love this one. I love the color story. I haven't used it in a while, so again, this is one I want to put in my makeup capsule soon. And she did release that new Zendo palette, and I am very tempted by that. I think I may get that eventually. I'm going to try not to buy it right away because I did buy 2 palettes this month so far. But yeah, I think I really do want the mid-size Zendo palette. Alrighty, and last up for the palettes is the Gold palette. And I've used this 15 times. I want to use this one more. I need to put this in a makeup capsule soon. Because I admit when I bought this, which I bought this last year, sometime in the summer, I can't remember exactly when, I wasn't as in love with it. But if you saw that recent ranking video, I actually really like it a lot more now than I did previously. I just think I needed to use it a bit more and kind of work with the different textures in here, but this palette is more unique than it looks at first glance, so I absolutely love this one. And again, hopefully this will be in a makeup capsule soon. Alrighty, that is it for the update part. So let me show you the two products that I did get to 100 uses on. First up is the Becca Chloe palette. I've had this for a couple of years now, and I actually really like this. This is something that went on sale pretty quickly, but I think it is really, really nice. And I've used this over 100 times. Look at this, it looks barely used. This is the problem with these baked products, is these are really hardly pressed in there and they're not powdery at all. And yeah, it's pretty crazy that this almost looks brand new, but I've used this over 100 times. So often, the bronzer is definitely the least used for me out of this palette. I do like it, but I just tend to reach for my individual bronzers, but I've mostly used the highlighter and the two blushes, and I love these blushes. They are glowy blushes, but they're not glittery or even really that shimmery looking. They're so pretty. I really like these. And this is a really pretty like vanilla champagne highlighter. I love this face palette. This may be one of my favorite face palettes in my collection. Sometime last year, I actually did rank all of my face palettes, and I can't remember where I ranked this one, but it was pretty high up on the list. Alrighty, and the other item I did get to 100 uses on is also a face palette, and that is the Anastasia Sugar Glow Kit. Wow, this also is one that it just doesn't look like I've used it that much, but these are very, very pigmented highlighters. So I don't know if you can tell. I mean, I definitely have the biggest dip on this shade here because that's definitely my favorite shade in the palette and it is my most used. It's called Starburst. So there's a bit of a dip happening there. And then my second most used is Butterscotch. I do love all of the shades in this palette. Often when I use this, I do combine different colors together, you know, just for one highlighter look. But I do probably use Starburst the most, but sometimes I like to mix Gumdrop and Starburst, or sometimes I mix Marshmallow and Butterscotch because these are kind of like more gold and these have a bit more of a pink undertone. Sometimes I just mix all four together. It's a really beautiful highlighter palette. I still really enjoy this product. I've had this one for a while. This is kind of starting to be one of the older products in my collection because I did buy this, I think, right when it first launched. And I can't remember exactly when that was now. I'm trying to remember. Maybe it was 2017 or maybe it was 2018. I'm not sure, but I still really enjoy this. And there's so much product left. I mean, yeah, I've used this over 100 times now and I'm nowhere close to hitting pan. I have hit pan on one of these ABH highlighters before. I also had the one called Sun Dipped and I depotted it, so I still have a couple of the shades, and I did hit pan on one of those shades and it took so long to hit pan. Like, I can't even remember, but maybe even almost a year because there's a lot of product in these pans and they're pretty pigmented as well. Alrighty, that is it for this update. I'm very excited that I did get to 100 uses on two different items. I do love this project because I want to make sure I'm getting good use out of my products, particularly the more higher end stuff and all of these powder items that just, I know I'll never use them up or hit pan. And I have hit pan on one of my Natasha Denona palettes. It takes a long time to hit pan on Natasha Denona eyeshadow, so yeah, I really do enjoy this project. Check out Too Much Tosh. Like I said, she did inspire this project. I will link her in the description box. Also, along with my Project Pan playlist, if you do want to see more, and also that Get Ready With Me with this makeup look. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.